The problem is, I'm loaded up and I'm heading off to Salton Sea. Gonna go to Glamis, Arizona Flying Circus. Maybe you can go check out the Corona Arch in Moab, Utah. Yeah, let's do it to it. Oh yeah, what's going on, my beautiful babies? I am currently heading to Joplin, Missouri to meet up with my two good friends, and we're gonna travel out to Salton Sea together. Man, my dreams last year really came to fruition. Not only did I just get to fly, I actually made it to EFD. That was crazy. I had the best time of my life there. And I knew this trip was coming up, and man, I really tried to temper those expectations because, I don't know, anything can crop up, and it's always afraid of disappointment. But this is going to blow absolutely everything out of the water. Yeah, I'm ready to do it though. I've felt like the last couple months. Just bloated and down and depressed. Haven't been able to fly very much. In fact, gained 20 pounds over the most I've ever weighed recently. So hopefully I can shed some of that. Just felt like garbage, man. As soon as I hit the road, I'm like, yeah. Mostly because I know I'm going to do paramotor stuff. Kind of makes me worried. It seems like I'm only happy anymore if I'm doing paramotor things. But I'm extremely lucky I get this opportunity because I'm not very well off. I don't own a trailer or anything yet, but I've got a couple things that are working out great for me. One, I have an awesome job, and the people there for some odd reason like me. So they said it was cool for me to go out, and a lot of my work I can do remote. A lot of stuff comes to my phone, and it's mostly computer work. So I'm actually able to work on the road and kind of hold down the fort. Still get some work done. But that's pretty generous for them to be like, well, 4 weeks is an awful lot, but yeah, we want you to go on this trip. That's crazy. Like my last job, I would have had to burn through like all my vacation bank for an entire year just to do this. The other thing I'm lucky on is the friends I have. Be traveling with a very good friend of mine. We do the live paramotor show, and he's got a nice big RV. This is kind of funny. You know how my phone drops all the time? This just goes to show the kind of neat friends that you make. I got a friend and a watcher named Louise, and she's just the sweetest thing ever. She mailed me something. I had no idea what it was. Some kind of weird gel thing. I don't know. I thought it was like a stress reliever you squeeze. It turned out to be a phone holder for my dash, so my phone doesn't fall over. But I'm like, well, that's part of the charm. I gotta make that garbage content. She also mailed me a gremlin bell. I brought that with me on my trip too. I'm gonna put that on my paramotor somewhere. But I have never done anything like this in my life. I've done cool stuff in my life, but when you talk about like outdoor traveling adventures, like I've only ever camped near home. You know, when I was married, once a year I'd take an anniversary trip, rent a cabin in North Shore, Minnesota or something. But to go travel the Southwest and fly, I mean, no. Like I haven't done like kayaking or extreme hiking. I don't know. Like I skydived once, but a lot of the fun stuff I used to do was because I used to be a musician. So I used to travel and play doing that, but that's just a different level of excitement. I went to the UK once to see a friend and got to ride a little bit of horseback. What I'm about to do, you know, go fly at Salton Sea, go fly at Glamis, so desert dune flying, and we can go to Arizona Flying Circus. We might even stop at Moab, Utah, go check out the Corona Arch. And I'm really, really excited for those beach winds, like steady, constant, smooth winds. Because I have never experienced winds where I can take off on just like a few steps. Like I've always had to run my off. But that's also because I don't pull a whole lot of brake on takeoff. I'm gonna jam pack everything I've already experienced, cram it in a couple weeks. I'll have a whole ton of friends there. My trainer's gonna be there, which is cool too, because I'm gonna be around experienced people that know what they're doing, know these fly-ins, so that way I can go there, learn from them, and do it safely. Now I can tell I'm in Missouri. When you're driving through Missouri, all you see is pouring fireworks, pouring fireworks, pouring fireworks. I actually grew up on Whiteman Air Force Base. I'm already starting to get a little energized from this. Like I said, I just felt like crap. Which brings me back to I try to be kind of open about the subject, because I don't make these videos to be popular or anything. I make them just as a trashy loser that found something that gave them a lot of joy. And people I've trained with when I first started, they were using this as therapy too. You know, they lost grown kids in tragic accidents, and I just hear a lot of people that they just use this as therapy. But even when you start flying, like, there's a lot of us that, you know, we still get a lot of anxiety from it, especially the pre-flight, or maybe even flying. Maybe there's certain things that bother them. But just life in general, I try to be open about hard topics like depression and anxiety, because those are really hard for people to talk about, especially if you're a dude. And do it in a positive way, but be able to share a good experience that someone at my level can relate to, and maybe it can help them feel like they're not alone. So it is hard to talk about those things sometimes. You know, as a guy, you don't feel open enough and relaxed enough to go to a buddy and be like, dude, I cannot maintain it. We just don't do that. But this whole flying thing just makes me feel normal. I absolutely love it. I love doing it, and I like hanging around other people that do it. And it's just great. It puts a smile on my face. And you can always tell when I get really excited, because like when I'm down, I'm actually pretty soft-spoken and kind of quiet. And then when I'm really jazzed up, you know, you just start talking a little louder and smiling and whipping your out. Yeah. I need to find other things in my life that make me feel that way. I got some good stuff in place. I've got a great job. I live with my best friends. But I got a lot of pain and heartache too, from stuff I've failed at in life, or just things that have happened to me. And, you know, you add up enough stuff and it can just shatter your worldview, and it just makes things feel like it's meaningless. I've felt that way for a long time, but man, was I glad I waited and I actually tried. You know, that's always the important thing. Even if you think you're gonna fail at something, just try. You know, work hard. Not everything's made out to the way you want it to be. You know, I always wanted to be a music teacher. Well, I picked the wrong instrument, and I just wasn't good enough to do it. I mean, there's more reasons why I'm not. Like, I probably was good enough to do it, but at the end of the day, just call it a wash that I wasn't good enough to do it. But I got good enough I can play in a band and have fun with them and make that positive. But if I would have never gone out on a limb and tried this, man, I can't imagine everything I would have missed out on. You know, growing up, my dream was, I just wanted a job that I was passionate about. You know, a job that I always wanted to be there. That's why I kind of wanted to do education and music, because I figured I'm always going to want to be at the school and playing, practicing, teaching. Just do what I love and meet somebody, get married, and have a kid or two. And just keep it even keel. That was my goal. And it didn't work out that way, so I decided to fly Paramotor. Yeah. Still need to round out some stuff, because I'm definitely pretty empty. You know, paramotoring definitely isn't a cure-all, but I don't know for sure yet, because when daylight savings time and the weather hit, you know, I just haven't been flying as much and stuff, so that could be it too. Sometimes when you got brain issues, you just need to find something you gravitate towards that can keep you busy. I'm always happiest when I'm busy. I like the chores, keep a clean house, take care of people. When I'm not busy and I'm sitting, I get just bogged down real quick. One of the things that helped me out most in life, and I know some people are on the fence about it, especially the older you get, but one of the best things I ever did was get married. That just saved my butt. I was destroyed back then, and I was married and just building a house, getting chickens, and oh, it's just awesome. I know people get older and you have failed relationships or whatnot, it makes people bitter, and they're like, it's just a piece of paper. And it's like, you can find somebody that really cares about you, is nice to you, as hopefully you're nice to people and not a dick. I mean, it's amazing. There's nothing like it. And just because I lost my marriage doesn't mean it necessarily gave hope for it, but at the same time, I'm like, just look at me. I'm not going to attract another woman again. That's okay. I got a paramotor, and I got Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary. I don't need no love potion, just a squirt of hand lotion. So when I do get back from this, if I do end up having a blast, and this really takes my joy to the next level, I really need to make a commitment and a promise that I keep it going. I don't let myself get down again, and figure out what ways to keep myself from feeling that way and feeling like crap. Because when I lost my marriage, I was so devastated that I knew myself, and I was like, man, if I don't stay on top of this, I'm just gonna crumble. I'll end up losing my job or something. Like, I won't be able to function. And I knew it. And so what I did is, man, I'd push myself to the max. I'd put in extra hours. I was salary at work. I would just work for free. I would do everything the hard way just to really push my body. And then after work, I smoke. I'd be like running 1.5 miles every other day, lifting weights, doing home cooking. I'd bake my own bread, and everything I ate, I pretty much was cooking from scratch. Made sure I gravitated around really positive people, and it worked. I mean, I was still horribly sad, but I got into the best shape of my life. But the problem is, your brain can always work against you. When you don't have very good self-esteem, self-worth, or you're just feeling down, your brain just tells you, what's the point? What's the point of taking care of yourself and working and pushing yourself when you feel like crap? It's just like give up and hunker down. Well, that just doesn't get you anywhere. If you do that, you'll just spend years being miserable and just rotting away. And it's just like, if you knew you were gonna die, say a couple years from now, I mean, logically, would you just want to like give up and be like, well, I'm gonna sit and watch TV and just curl up till that day happens? Or do you just want to try to live your life the best you can until that day comes? I just keep finding that over and over. I'll just let myself get down, then I'll get tired of being sick and tired and do something about it. But then it goes in a cycle. It might not be even my fault. Maybe, something difficult pops up again and it brings you down and just hurts your spirits. But it's that perseverance that you really got to strive for. Just telling yourself, no matter how bad life gets, you're going to do the best you can for yourself and other people too. Get that exercise, try to eat right. I got vices, I drink, I smoke, but I can do those things and still feel pretty good if I'm doing other things right. Like if I'm eating right and I'm exercising, and then I'm fine. It's not like you gotta cut out every single vice you got. So when I get back home, I gotta make sure I keep that momentum going, because I got just too much good stuff going on, and I just can't let an experience like this go to waste, because ultimately it should have a lasting positive effect on me and be an inspiration. So that's my goal. Go on this freaking epic adventure, have fun, but come back changed. I'm also excited to see some fresh faces. There's like a bunch of West Coast people that know who they are, but I haven't met them yet. Got to see a lot of people at EFD, and that's just freaking cool. I'm sure I'll bump into a few people that probably don't want to see me in a dress or me, period. But that's my own damn fault. Who knows? Maybe I'll win them over. So I didn't even set out to do the whole cross-dressing thing just to be weird. I did that because I was trolling somebody. Because Sir Chucky put out a McDonald's video last summer, and I was like, what, another one? Why do people want to fly to McDonald's? Like, I get why Tucker did it, because he makes it seem normal, and like, oh, go get some coffee and fly a paramotor. That's cool to see it once, but when people start copying, it's like, I fly, the last place I want to go to is Mickey D's. Like, seriously? And so I just put up a clickbait YouTube one where it's me in drag, And for some odd reason, that became, for some odd reason, I suddenly became the cross-dresser of the paramotoring world. I don't know. I guess you gotta stick with what works. For a basic flyer, I certainly made a name for myself starting wearing women's clothes. But that's my life. It's freaking weird. But I did bring the dress too. I'm gonna see if I can safely fly in it. Concerned with loose clothing getting blown back in the prop, so I'm gonna have to do some tests and see if I'm good to go. I might have to cut off some of the jingly bits off of it. Did bring plenty of spares too. I got a spare prop. Paraswag actually helped me out. Ended up leaving a lot earlier than I planned, and I had ordered a spare netting. And messaged them, and I was like, oh man, my trip got bumped up. Anything you can do? If not, no worries. They like went to FedEx within like a half an hour and overnighted it to me, so that was really nice on their part. Oh, and I'll finally get to meet Robert Michaels. I give that guy so much money, and I'm not even well off. I'm gonna have to make sure I got cash on hand and think of something witty to say. I should have ordered some more David Hasselhoff t-shirts. I could have given those away. Yeah. There's some guy I saw on YouTube recently who said every 100 subscriber he's going to give away money. It makes me feel like a prostitute. A prostitute is someone who'll love you no matter who you are, what you look like. Yes, it's true. Yeah. Finally made it to my destination in Joplin, Missouri. That's where my friend's from that is taking me out. Spending the night in the camper. It's an upgrade from the pop-up camper I used last time. There's some weird clicking though, and I'm sleeping in it tonight, so I'm gonna have to get a little hammered. Oh yeah, we are ready to rock and roll. Yarg. I wonder if he's gonna care if I beat my meat in there. for a scooter ride. This is so cool. Got a little bit of wind out tonight. Oh man, I made it. I made it to the Salton Sea. Yeah! Kind of wish I made it during daylight though, because I can't see. Like, I have no idea what this place looks like. It's just crazy. And all I know is I'm in a freaking weird desert next to a lake. It's polluted. It's kind of cool. Alright guys, I'll let you know how all this shapes up. Toodles noodles.
Yeah.